welcome to my new YouTube channel. This is Savvy Charmed Life, and on this channel we will be looking at all of my different planning lives. Right now I have been in a B6 Stalogy for a full year. Today you're going to be seeing a flip through of my Stalogy from May 2019 to December 2019. I'm still in my January to June 2020 Stalogy, and right now I'm prepping my July 2020 to December 2020 Stalogy, and I'm actually switching to an A5. But this is my B6. I've been really happy in a B6, but this past year I started running out of room basically. So I wanted to switch over to an A5 and see how I like it. I'll show you a comparison of the two sizes in a different video. But this was my first Stalogy and my first dive into the bujo world. And I have definitely been learning as I go and improving my style as I go. Like, my personal style has basically been evolving. So let's do a flip through of my Stalogy from the second half of 2019. I actually fit how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months into my first Stalogy. And since then I've been doing about 6 months at a time. The front cover has this, I will put links to all of the shops that these come from if I can't remember the shop, but this came from a shop on Etsy. It was just a printable that I printed onto some photo paper, cut it out myself, and glued to the front. And it does say Self-Rescuing Princess. So I kind of did like a little bit of a girly princess theme in my first Stalogy. And then I just have these Disney stickers that I just stuck on the front. I don't have anything else decorated on the Stalogy. You can see how thick it got because the binding did start stretching a little bit. And I do have a Simply Gilded bow sticker on the binding right here. But that was really the only, I'm actually surprised that this stayed on as long as it did. But I will, like I said, link to all the shops. All right, here I literally just stuck paper. So once again, this is a printable that I found, and just printed it and cut it out and stuck it on the inside cover. This one is actually one that I made myself that was in my Etsy shop. I don't think it's in my Etsy shop anymore, but if you would like me to put this one back in my Etsy shop, let me know in the comment section and I'll add it. Once Upon a Dream, and then I just put a green, red, and blue star for Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather. Here was my original key. So I originally, in my first Stalogy, did a dot for a task, 1/ for in progress, 2 slashes for complete, an X through for complete, the little clock for deadline, an explanation point for important, the arrow for migrated, and then a slash through the line for canceled. And then my first try at bullet journaling, I did attempt to do color coding with colored pencils as well as highlighters. My highlighter of choice is a zebra mild liner. So I have several colors of these. I also have the paint pens now, but I love my zebra mild liner highlighters. The pen of choice that I use in my bujo is the Le Pen. This is the one that I prefer. You're still gonna see ghosting in a Stalogy regardless, but this is just the pen that I prefer right now. And I've tried a bunch of different pens, but you can get the Le Pen in a lot of different colors. This is just blank. I added, this is just some pink vellum that I bought myself at a craft store, and then I got this Make It Pink printable. Like I said, all shops will be in the description box. I just printed Make It Pink onto a pink sheet of vellum, and then attached it with some washi tape. And then I also have some of this pretty paper, and this is just some printable digital paper that I found that I inserted, like I said, with some pretty pink washi tape. This was my first May monthly spread where I just drew some purple flowers and said hello May. I've never been great at calligraphy. I've been trying to learn, but this is just my natural like cursive writing. And then my mini month right now. And then when I first started, the first 8-month period of bujoing, is that a term? Of trying to bujo for bullet journaling, I did the month written down the middle of the page, and then wrote appointments down either side of the center calendar. And I think this is more in line with the actual bullet journal rules. I think that the way it's supposed to be is with the numbers down the side. I do it down the middle, but I didn't do like a full monthly spread in my first Stalogy, so I just had it that way. And then my first month ever, I did do a master to-do list, and I changed my mind. Apparently this one I tried to do squares instead of dots. I was kind of back and forth about that. I did try to track sleep the first time. I kind of did a mix of drawing and stickers. So my first few months were not sticker kits. They were just washi tape and just extra stickers I had laying around. Apparently wrote a box for steps and never filled it in. I pretty much gave up on filling out the sleep tracker pretty early on. And like I said, just like highlighter and random washi tape. I was just like figuring it out. I did from the very beginning, even though the Stalogy does have very lightly written the numbers 7 through 23, being a standard time where my day, you know, goes to 12 and then goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to renumber the times for myself, so I did create this system, and I've been using that for almost a year before I changed it up the last few months during quarantine. But then I would use a highlighter to mark my appointments, like how long I was somewhere. And then I always did that on the left side of the page, and then on the right side of the page I would write my to-do list. And that's pretty much the way I stuck to it. I used stickers. Lots of these are from just like sticker packs that you buy at like Michael's, just Michael's washi tape, very simplistic. These were, I think, extras when I would order sticker kits. You know, you would get your little samplers. So some of these are from samplers, just extra, you know, quarter boxes that I turned into, day of the week, you know, headers. But yeah, so I wasn't really using kits, just lots of, I did try to sometimes use a theme. So here I like did like a little donut spread with my donut washi. And, this is from, is this Wonton in a Million? But like the kit that you get at Michael's. So I would try to like, I kind of branched out and was literally just using like extra washi tape, and like this is from a Oh Hello kit that I still had left over, and would try to stick to a certain color scheme on the different pages. So really just using whatever I had on hand, but here I tried to do stickers on my Saturday. I was doing a full day for Saturday and a full day for Sunday in the beginning, but then I found that not being a parent, that I was not using the full day very often. Now other days I was using everything and then moving over. That's why I'm switching to an A5, because I found that over the past year, on really busy days, I'm running out of space and like moving over into my calendar side. Like there's some days where I only have one lesson, but a million things to do at home that day because I'm an independent contractor teacher. And then sometimes I would do my grocery list. And then I also really did try sticking to journaling in the beginning. So lots of little stickers. I got my first Foxy Fix samples that day. My husband bought a motorcycle in May of 2019, and this was him sitting on his motorcycle for the first time. This is one of my students. I work with students who are blind, and this is him holding a little baby chick. So I did try to journal. This was the day that I got my first batch of Simply Gilded Washi, and I wanted to document that in the corner and just thought it was so pretty. I have an HP sprocket that I've been using for a long time, and did printouts of the Fandango tickets, because you don't really get tickets anymore. My very messy office that I needed to clean that day. This is me and my niece at her ballet recital. My student that made it to the National Braille Challenge last summer, he wrote a thank you letter to a group in our county that donated money to help us get to Los Angeles for the National Braille Challenge, and he made a Braille letter and a little tactile picture as like a gift for them. Me and my niece at her birthday party, a painting, like one of those places where you go and you paint, like this sip, usually for adults, it's like you drink wine and you paint, but they also have kids parties too. When I was, since I started cash envelopes, I was collecting lots of change. So this was me trying to collect all of my change. Another, this was the week we went to Disney World, so another, movie ticket. Okay, so, and then moving into June, I have a travel blog as well, and so the paper airplane is part of the symbol for my blog. So I love the paper airplane. So I have a bunch of digital papers. So this is just vellum that I bought myself at Michael's at a craft store, and then printed the paper airplanes onto the vellum. This one was one where I made a mistake. I tried to draw a castle, you know, the Disney World castle, and then made a big mistake. So then I stuck on this like mint green paper and redrew the castle, and then tried to write the word June, and messed up. So I covered it with washi tape and then ended up rewriting June here. I apologize for the dog that you hear outside of my window. These tabs that I use the first 8 months are just the Erin Condren month tabs. You can kind of see the outline of the first calendar. Oh, that was it. I didn't write June badly. I wrote April on it instead of June. Who knows why? I actually think the reason that I did that was because I was using another bullet journaler's guide, like the image that they had drawn as a guide, and on their month they had written the word April, and so I was just going with it and kept I'm really good at drawing what I see, so apparently I just kept writing April. So once again, my month down the middle of the page, another master to-do list. Being an independent contractor teacher, I'm never as busy during the summer, so I made my days shorter and tried to journal every day in June, and it did not work out very good. This was when we went to Disney World, and I took my mom and my sister, and the very first day in the pool, I tripped and fell flat on my face and cut my toe really bad. So it kind of was like, didn't bode well for the rest of the trip, but it ended up working out okay, and it was still fun. Me and my sister went to Universal the second day. This was really just like a relaxation. This year we had Disney Vacation Club, so we could just like go. So it was more of like a resort trip where we just hung out at the pool, and they went shopping at Disney Springs and that sort of thing. And then there was one day though that I took my sister to Universal because I had Universal annual pass that year. She hadn't been to Universal since she was a child, and she only went like one day with some friends, and so I really wanted to be able to take her to Universal Studios. Rainforest Cafe, here's some pictures. This is me and my mom, and my sister. We went and saw Aladdin at Disney World, so that's my actual physical ticket. And then Friday was the day we drove home. And let's see, me and my husband watched Thor and Captain America, and I didn't write anything on Saturday and Sunday. Monday was just a to-do list. This was the month that I told myself I was gonna journal every single day. And so this month I gave myself a day for my to-dos and my schedule, and a day for journaling. And as you can see, I didn't journal. I did stick with my Disney day of the week headers because June was the month I went to Disney World, so I did kind of stick with the Disney theme every single day of the month, but did not journal at all. Yay, I journaled on this day. So not very much journaling. June was pretty empty, as you can see. Very little bit of journaling. Me and my student, when we went to Los Angeles for the Braille Challenge. So this was just kind of our schedule. Literally, this was the day I got back from Los Angeles and nothing. Some photos from Los Angeles. This is one of my old students and my current student, and we're both at the National Braille Challenge. These are some photos like where me and Kevin went and saw the oldest house in Los Angeles, and this was when we found the LA Zoo, and I didn't crawl up that, but my husband did. Still, no journaling. So the epic fail of journaling every day in June. So this is my spread for July. This was also something I didn't come up with myself. I found another bujo bullet journaler on Instagram and copied something that they had done. And I found some 4th of July digital paper on Etsy and printed it again on vellum and attached it with washi tape. July, again, down the center of the page, another master to-do list, and lots of to-dos, but very little activities going on. Not very pretty. I got lazy this month with decorating the months, so just lots and lots of to-do lists. Very, very boring in July. So I'm gonna skip forward pretty quickly. I did journal a little bit at the end. This is when I reorganized my office. We went to the Braves versus the Phillies game, and this is the photograph at the SunTrust Park. And I also got my first Erin Condren teacher planner in the mail and put some pictures of that. So I did do some journaling for 4th of July. And then I also started including some pieces of mail from the different shops that I was ordering from. So I started, like, if something cool like this shop came from New Zealand, so I included the stuff from that. This one, I can't remember, I think it might have been German, so I'm not sure what this language is. If you know what language this is, let me know. But I just, like, if I thought it was cool, then I would, like, insert it to help me remember, like, the shops that I got stuff from. And then pre-planning in Georgia starts insanely early. We start like the last week of July. So this was me going from we moved to a new room. And this was my incredibly messy piles of boxes new classroom. And by the end of the day, I had turned it into this beautiful organized classroom, and I was very proud of myself. So August, I really love this spread. I totally came up with this one on my own, so I was really excited. I incorporated my paper airplane that you see from here, you know, every now and then. My, you know, sticky note and pencil and ruler and apple, and, you know, tried to play around with some script. And I love this paper pack that I found on Etsy. I feel like it's teachery, but not like your standard teachery kind of thing. So I did, once again, you know, print a pretty printable paper onto some vellum and attached with washi tape, and still the same setup with the month. I tore this one and had to reattach with some tape. And I tried to use the Erin Condren stickers that came with the teacher planner in this one. Lots of to-do lists, but very little going on my calendar. I did switch to a 2 days on a month, but very simplistic. August is crazy busy for me, so I just didn't do much in August, and I didn't do any journaling, as you can see, sadly. But I did start, when I started venturing into sticker shops, I started documenting all of the sticker shops that I was getting stickers from. So sugarloop.com, Sticky Situations Co., Oh Hello, Crafts by Dorelia, Silent Beauty Plans, Plan by Liv, Kina Prints, Sweet Kawaii Design, and Pretty Sheepy are the ones that I got Happy Mail that month. So this is something that I started doing more regularly. So yeah, no journaling in August. September, this one got wet, but I also decided to do this one. I kind of like found another bullet journaler on Instagram and then kind of tried to make it my own, but I thought this one came out really well. I'm like disappointed that it got wet right here, but another pretty digital paper that I just printed on some vellum, attached again with washi tape. This was when I started getting the Sweet Kawaii Design monthly subscription, which is always themed to that, like, what's going on that month. So this was very fall, and I started creating my spreads using her kits, and I was using the itty bitty kit, and I loved it, but I stopped doing it just because I wanted to be able to be a little more creative with my weekly spreads. I kind of got tired of having the same theme for the whole month, so I wanted to start doing something different. But you'll see Sweet Kawaii Design as my spread decoration for several months before I stopped. She also has the little wacky holidays that you get to put. So this one was, so September 5th was Cheese Pizza Day, and September 6th was Lazy Mom Day. So you'll always see the little wacky holidays on there. But all of these decorations are from that Sweet Kawaii Design kit. 10 days until fall. So I had really so much fun. Like when I first started getting the Sweet Kawaii Design kits, I was really enjoying decorating with them. This was also the month that I got my Fuji Instax, what's it called? But the instant camera. And I started taking pictures of that. So we went to, I'm so thankful, especially because of quarantine now, that we went on vacation in September. But the last week of September in the school district that I'm in Georgia, we get a fall break. So we get the whole week off the last week of September. And so me and my husband went to Universal Studios. So there's quite a few photos in here from Universal Studios. So here's Kevin at the Leaky Cauldron. This is the London Street from the Simpsons World side of the lagoon. Inside the night bus, a view of Hogwarts Castle. Here's Hogsmeade before the light show, so it's dark. It was nighttime. Doctor Doom, which I refuse to ride. I just don't like the rides that just like drop you. They always make me sick, but I love roller coasters. I just can't do the ones that just drop you. So my husband rode Doctor Doom. And here's another picture from Hogsmeade with the little sign that says Hogsmeade this way, Hogwarts that way. But yeah, I really loved this Sweet Kawaii Design kit. It was so much fun. But yeah, so Fuji Instax Mini 70 is what I have. This is a picture of our dog, Kaylin. And then this is a very blurry photo of my husband's motorcycle. And then here I got, I tried using a Hobonichi for a few months. So this was, you know, from my Hobo Weeks was what I tried to use for a little while. I got some Lisa Lorraine plans, Lux Sticker Co., Sweet Kawaii Design, of course, and Silent Beauty plans. And then here's some more photos from our Universal Studios trip. We stayed at the Cabana Bay Resort, so this is us bowling at Cabana Bay because they have a bowling alley inside of the resort. We love Cabana Bay. Cabana Bay is our absolute favorite resort hotel in all of Orlando. I'm including Disney World. Like, we love Cabana Bay. But this is Galaxy Bowl, so Kevin bowling. And then here I am in front of Hogwarts Castle. This is in front of the Kong ride, even you can't see it very well. A view from one of the windows at Cabana Bay. Here's Lard Lad Donuts. If you have not tried one of the donuts from Lard Lad in Universal Studios, the ones that are the size of your head, you have got to try them. They're the best thing in the world. But there's a photo of Lard Lad Donuts. And then we have this trail near our house that we love going to, and it's so beautiful and like fantastical looking that I actually call it Narnia. It's my favorite trail. But so it's Oxbow Road Trail, but these are just some photos, and that's why I call this one's labeled Narnia Bridge, because that's what I call it. So I did do some journaling because we went on vacation. October was so much fun. Once again, like, this was one of the things that came along with the Sweet Kawaii design kit. So I basically centered like the whole month around the design for that month. So this was the design for October. So this is a sticker. And then I just drew some spiders to kind of go along with the theme. This vellum actually didn't come with the kit, but it matched the kit, and so I ordered this one from Sweet Kawaii Design. And so it's a little thicker than the typical vellum that I use because it came from her. There's my month at a glance. I really started using these as bookmarks, but this month I glued it into the front of the month. But I love Halloween. October is one of my fall in general is my favorite season of the year. And I love Halloween. So October is one of my favorite months of the year. I love the weather. I love the movies. I was a teen of the 90s because I was born in 81. So I was an original fan of Hocus Pocus. I'm not a late comer to that fad. I have loved Hocus Pocus since I was a little girl and was in love with Thackeray Binks, and actually thought I wanted to name a child one day Thackeray. I thought he was so cute when I was a little girl. But yeah, I loved that movie. Me and my husband watched Sleepy Hollow every Halloween. So yeah, I have like a list of movies, but as much as I love Halloween, I am scared to death of horror movies, especially the psychological ones. So go figure, right? So more Happy Milk, Sweet Kawaii Design, of course, because I was getting the monthly kit. I got a Hobonichi Weeks Critter Christmas from Sweet Kawaii. I got like some kits for the Hobonichi. Lisa Lorraine plans, and then this Arctic Noel. I think this one was from her, and the Critter Christmas was from Sweet Kawaii Design. And then these are just some photos from some fall activities that we did. So we went to a apple orchard for fall, and so here's some photos from the apple orchard. This is the corn maze. There were racing pigs and chickens and some other things. There was a petting zoo, which I'm always careful with because I am so allergic. I'm allergic to every animal except for dogs. I always say, God gave me dogs. But here's some more pictures from the apple orchard. Like I said, again, the petting zoo. The baby goats were just the cutest things on the planet. I was Minnie Mouse for Halloween, and this right here is this little girl that came to school dressed like Minnie Mouse, and so we were twins, and we got our photo together, and every day that I saw her the rest of the year, she was like, "You're my twin, you were Minnie too." She's in kindergarten, and I just had to give her a hug every time I saw her because she just became my little twin for the rest of the year. I just fell in love with that little girl. Here's some Halloween throwback for fun. Me and my sister as angels, which I actually think this was Christmas, where we're angels in a Christmas pageant. But still, we're in costume. And then this is where we were Raggedy Ann and Andy, and I'm younger than my sister, so I was obviously Andy. And then here's my student who I was so proud because he was working independently on his Cranmer abacus, and I'm so proud of him. Like I said, some spreads got wet. Well-loved Stalogy. This was something that one of my attempts to just do it completely on my own. I decided to do a tree with leaves falling. I'm not in love with my trunk, but you know, it turned out okay. And I feel like the leaves are okay. Like, it's messy, but you know, I'm all about that there's beauty in the imperfections. So I embrace my imperfections and my faults and accept that it's beautiful no matter what. This is the Sweet Kawaii Design calendar sticker, the month at a glance, and once again, another Sweet Kawaii Design kit for November. Was so cute. And she always has her little, you know, characters that are in all of her kits. But I've pretty much stuck to, in the Stalogy, having my schedule on the left and my to-do list on the right. That's become pretty standard. I was doing my grocery list on the weekend. I'm very messy. I'm also ADHD, so sometimes my spreads look like the way my brain probably would look. So love all of these little stickers. We watched Charlie Brown Christmas. I made peppermint hot cocoa, and we decorated the house. My favorite day, which is always the weekend after Thanksgiving, is the weekend that we decorate the house for Christmas. This was when I went and had breakfast with my sister and her 3 kids. This is my niece and nephews. I went and saw one of my old students, Autumn, who's about to graduate. This little girl has an intellectual disability, and I taught her Braille, and I actually was going to be presenting on that subject at a conference in Seattle later in November. So I wanted to get some photographs of her because she was kind of like the case study for the presentation that I was doing. So it was so sweet to be able to see her again before she graduated. It was just so wonderful because she's a big part of my career and the first decade of my years of being a teacher. Be Still My Heart, my husband and my dog Kaylin curled up next to him. Kaylin is a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and we are in love with this breed and know that we are going to continue with this breed. This is from when we went to Seattle, so the photograph of Public Market. So as you can see, sometimes I'm using my Fuji Instant, and sometimes I'm using printing phones from my pictures from my camera using my Sprocket. So these are from using my Sprocket. So this is me in front of the Space Needle. We took the ferry to Bainbridge Island. So this is me on the ferry, and we ate at a diner, the Madison Diner on Bainbridge Island. So this is my husband at the diner. Kevin in downtown Seattle. We were beat the last day, and literally we had a few hours till our flight, and we literally just went back to the hotel and ate some fudge that we had gotten on Bainbridge Island and drank some coffee from the Starbucks and just hung out in the hotel lobby until it was time to go to the airport. We also moved into a new apartment, so around Thanksgiving, my mom went with me like the Monday before Thanksgiving to start looking at apartments. So there's some photos of, this isn't my apartment, but my mom with me, like just photos of mom and I looking at apartments. This is the apartment complex we chose. That's the layout. This is the picture of my mom and dad. Kevin, my husband, who's a amateur photographer, took a photo of mom and dad for their Christmas card. And then this is the little ticket for the Bainbridge Island ferry. This is my decoration for December with the Sweet Kawaii Design month sticker. Again, I just found some digital paper to print on some vellum and my month at a glance. And again, it's just my Sweet Kawaii Design stickers is the decoration for the month. Microwave oven day. Bathtub party day. The wacky holidays are definitely wacky. I did find that using the Sweet Kawaii Design Kit made decorating easy. It was fun, and I knew what my setup was gonna look like. Like I used the little checklist to separate. I always put these in the corner of every day. It made, you know, setting up the day of the week and the date simple. And I knew that it was gonna be pretty and it was gonna be fun. But I did, you know, just eventually get a little bored of not Sweet Kawaii Design. I still love her stickers, but I just got bored of sticking with the same theme every month. And then in the back, I just have some like random notes. This is our Christmas tree. We didn't do a full decorating at Christmas because we literally moved the day after Christmas. December 26th was the day that we moved into our new apartment. But even though we were packing up the entire apartment, Kevin still let me put up, I say he let me, we decided, I don't need my husband's permission to put up a Christmas tree, but we decided together to go ahead and put up the Christmas tree. And basically we were packing everything else around the Christmas tree, boxes piled up everywhere, and the Christmas tree is decorated. And we literally took it down the day after Christmas. We went to improv a Christmas Carol night, and it was so much fun. And they ended up doing like a Star Wars theme with like Baby Yoda. It was hilarious. It was so weird, but still very entertaining. But we went and hung out, and it was at Dad's garage in Atlanta. And that was pretty much all, because like I said, we were moving, so I did no more. I did write some notes and some goals and some I did a pen test at the end of the month. But that's pretty much it. If you want to see the pen test, and this is also checking like which pens would smudge or how long I needed to wait before they would smudge with the mild liner, and then you can see like how much ghosting there was. In Stalogy, there's definitely a lot of ghosting, but it's not something that I mind. It just kind of depends on the person. But yeah, so this was my first eight months, the last 8 months of 2019 Stalogy. So thanks for watching my first video. So there are going to be a lot more like this. I'm going to show you later on my first 6 months of 2020 when we get towards the end of June. And then I'll also show you my setup for the second half of 2020 Stalogy, which is a totally different theme. It's Hufflepuff themed. I'm so excited. Hufflepuff Pride. And then I will maybe do some other things and show you the spreads as I'm making them in my new Stalogy. So I'm super excited. So if you're new here, I hope you stick around. Please subscribe and let me know you're watching, and like it to let me know you like the content and that you want to keep seeing more. Okay, until next time, bye.